Итак, здравствуйте, дорогие подписчики и зрители канала. Спустя 200 тысяч лет возвращается архонт стримов Геншина, то есть я. Сегодня я планирую посетить новый регион под названием Сумеру. По-моему, последний раз мы виделись полгода назад. О, заткнулся наконец. Красота, ребята, ляпота. Предлагаю без лишних слов посмотреть. Кажется, пришло время отправляться в Фонтейн, но на этой территории проходит другое задание, подробности в описании. Серьезно? Мне сначала нужно, чтобы задание Мантикора там прошло. Я думаю, нам не придется его полностью проходить, да? Хотя бы чисто до того момента, когда не откроется сюжетка. Где это наша Мантикора? Вкуснявки. А Мантикора это вроде про эту Дашку. Путешественницу.
It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. He knows his way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that.
Мы-то уж точно отлично деремся.
Probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of him.
Извиняюсь. Дико извиняюсь. В ожидании чуда.
Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react
Приготовьтесь.
and end this
Что нам сразу дадут за нее поиграть, да? Задахаю. Что? Мне она не нравится, если честно. А, в смысле? Ну? Почему я не дотягивался? Ко мне банда сработанная. Смотри. Просто жесть. Мясо получилось. А там капелюшечки все падают и падают.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakana Lakmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
Она не
You know the
уходила.
code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Она знает, что делает.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
В смысле, что он сделал?
Huh?
Ты ножки.
Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies.
Откусить себе язык? Я-то думал, он
Definitely didn't expect
харакинулся.
him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
Простите. Так, подожди. А я уже могу. Да? Все, ребяточки. Пора отправляться в Фонтейн. Думаю, многие со мной согласятся. Там, говорят, совсем отличающаяся архитектура, больше напоминающая Ханкай. Может быть, это одна вселенная окажется, кто знает.
Now let Paimon think. What were we up to the first time we came here? Oh, Paimon remembers. Nahita's consciousness had been trapped by the doctor, but we followed the clues she left behind to help her.
Наверное, мы и правда были здесь когда-то.
So much time has already passed since then, and it seems Sumeru's changing for the better now that Nahita's in charge, right? Paimon just hopes this peace will last a long time, and then Nahita won't have any more new problems to deal with.
Конечно, но покуда мы здесь, а почему один ответ разделен на два?
Yeah, guess you're right. We somehow always find ourselves right in the thick of it.
Какая же она
Who
песклявая,
knows what will
капец.
happen next? Come to think of it, maybe it's all because of you. Maybe you're just a magnet for trouble.
А мне казалось, что причина в тебе, покемон.
Me? Before Paimon ran into you, Paimon never ran into any trouble. At most, when she was super tired, Paimon got caught in some strange whirlpool and sucked out into sea. And even then, you fished Paimon out. Anyway, for Nahita's sake, maybe we should think about heading to our next destination for now.
Так. Тогда следующая остановка Фонтейн.
Look who it is.
Ух ты, жопка пришла.
I can see you two still love wandering around.
Слушай, я давно не играл в Геншин, и мне после Балдура почему-то Дефхи сильно напоминает Крылах. Кстати, нет, для меня Крылах красивее намного. Да, но вообще такая рокерская дамочка.
I just finished a commission in the desert for a usual client of mine. Nothing too interesting. Just escorting a shipment of goods. I'm on my way to report back.
Не, это страшненькая. Ну, для меня. Просто, видишь, это хоть такая, тоже рокерская, но она более смазливая какая-то. Карлаха, например, вот жесткая такая девчонка.
But you are travelers after all. I guess you'd never stay for too long.
Да, вот на первая мамочка вообще капец.
Bumping into you like this will become a rarity.
Единственное, жалко, что в Балдуре у нее нету магии, связанной с ее сердцем. Не, когда мы были в доме паладинов, ну, у тебя не было ее с собой, она загорелась, и всего, что она касалась, все спихивала, она весь дом расхерачила. Я думал, что такая фишка тоже у нее будет, но нет. Ну, там не совсем. Как только закончим приготовление... Там 3, типа, жесткий варвар, который может кидать людей. Потом варвар, которого выбираешь духов животных, ну, короче, их силы получают каких-то животных, типа шаман. И последний варвар, это типа дикая магия, но там немножко другое. Типа, когда ты входишь в состояние бешенства, и когда тебя бьют, то там парочку слабых заклинаний вылетает рандомно само по себе. То есть это мешает только.
Sumeru wouldn't be what it is today without you. Seems true heroes always prefer leaving quietly.
By the way,
На самом деле могли бы добавить, потому что у некоторых тоже есть уникальные. Например, у Астариона вампирские способности всякие.
Then I guess this is goodbye for now, traveler in Paimon.
Потом темный соблазн тоже получает фишки, которые у классов нету.
bye, Sumeru.
У Гейла тоже что-то появляется.
Им добавляете, ты знаешь, типа по сюжету, когда вот типа если
На самом деле, мне кажется, они в последний момент решили добавить Карлах как персонажа этого компаньона. Ее уже по идее не должна была же она быть.
А в результате она получилась, как будто она прям
Да.
самый.
Она самая кайфовая.
Ее типа все любят. И вообще такое ощущение, что она должна была быть типа главным героем, а не как.
Слушай, я бы хотел, чтобы она была главным героем. И знаешь, и была с озвучкой. Потому что когда выбираешь одного из компаньонов для прохождения, то у них пропадает озвучка. Это тупо очень. О, что-то они как-то быстро в Фонтейн пришли. Обычно какая-то заварушка. Слушай, мне знаешь, что напоминает Фонтейн?
Как изображает край света.
Короче, была игра Bioshock. И там был Фрэнк, может, реально какая-то отсылка, Фрэнк Фонтейн, который под водой построил город для самых богатых и умных. Поэтому, возможно, это связано.
Мне больше напоминает, как изображает у нас край света.
Я теперь не помню, его точно Фрэнк звали? Как его позвали-то? Слушай, в 4К вообще кайфово играть.
Гляди, аммонит появляется.
Ага. Так. И что, не лететь туда, что ли? Реально? Вау. Реально красивый. Красота, ляпота. А что это спит? Он просыпается вообще, нет? Маленький. Какой-то аппараш.
Он просыпается, потом пытается спать. Он для этого, знаешь, никого не помню. Лейлу.
Да, кстати.
Может, это Лейла скипит?
Вау, у меня глаза режет, если честно. Телепорт. А как туда добраться? Там лифт есть, наверное?
Тем, туда вниз.
Веровь. Это, короче, Питер. Солевой. Ну, в смысле, соль обычная. YouTube, не бай меня, пожалуйста. Там есть этот верфь. Где?
А ты уточни, соль или соль карри.
Иногда не рассчитаешь, выбиваешься.
Зачем добавили эти черепашки? Они ничего не делают.
Какие?
Вон те,
Не убиваются?
их не убьешь даже.
Да?
Это смертное сознание.
Ну, бля, так они сюда.
Вот.
Есть какой-то способ?
Вообще непонятно. Дело в том, что вот они начинают прощаться, и они тебе убивают.
Может.
Или даже просто...
Есть какой-то пасхалка с ней связана?
И возвращаются.
Письки. Бешеные. Ну, что поделать потом еще. На тачке. Красота какая, смотри. Фонтейн.
Ну, сразу
А, летающая писюлька. А там сверху. Вот, о. Порт Ромарин.
After crossing all that sand and water, we finally made it.
Тебе не кажется, что
Must be
это
Fontaine's port.
писюлька бегает?
Wow.
Жалко, что я...
Кстати,
Да?
Advanced in
это целая раса.
Fontaine. Paimon's heard
А почему
that
не
the
делал
industry
персонажа
here
такой
is
расы?
extremely developed, and there are all kinds of unusual
Ну,
machines.
сделай потом.
Все намного интереснее, чем нет. И да, все примерно так, как я... Не, ладно, пускай будет впечатлительным.
Seeing the sights as a tourist is nice, but maybe it would be better if we
Думаю,
found
смотреть
something
никто
to
это не
do.
будет.
What do you think?
Сначала встретимся с гидроархонтом, мастером по писанию.
Lots of useful information.
Знаешь, что, вот про каждый регион...
Alpha 7 is probably still our best source for information at this point.
Манштадт мы спасали вместе с Архонтом.
И чтобы узнать правду, писечки бегает.
The more we can learn, the better.
Этот.
So, what do you think the Hydro
Ривере мы
Archon's
спасали
like?
без Архонта.
Will we get along?
И Надзу мы
Nahida said
спасали
that she
от
has a
Архонта.
very unique
Сумер мы спасали
personality,
Архонта.
whatever that means.
И все шутят, что, мол,
To learn about a
вот
nation's
этот
god,
Фонтейн,
start
типа,
with the nation's people.
типа
There seems
спасает
to be
Архонта.
some locals talking over there.
Да.
Let's go see if we can join
Ну,
the
по
party.
логике.
Мгм.
If you ask me, it's a tragedy
голос
how
такой
things ended
неподходящий.
for him. Clearly, he was a pretty decent person.
Да, очевидно, он был
Yeah,
доволен.
I didn't expect that kind of ending for him. I thought he would at least fight
Это
on a
типа
little
Англия или
longer for his
Франция?
family. I was expecting a sudden plot twist, but
Арена.
it's a pity that it never happened.
Тут больше, знаешь, на
Still,
такой
his
отсылка
story is
немножко
quite the tearjerker.
Такой стиль, знаешь, стимпанк.
Возможно, да, может и есть.
Excuse me, can I help you too? I couldn't help but
Почему вы
notice
молчите,
you standing
ублюдки?
here listening.
Скажите мне по-братски.
Hi. We're travelers new to
Вообще,
Fontaine.
учитывая
And we had
стилистику
something we wanted to
игры, он
ask,
вообще не
but you
вписывается
seem to be
в
really
Fontaine.
busy
Кстати,
talking
да.
about some kind
Мы
of
вообще из
play, so
другой
we
игры,
didn't
наверное.
interrupt.
Да, как будто мы вообще попали. Вот знаешь, вот
play?
Фонтейн мне больше напоминает
no.
именно стилистику
We're talking
Хардкора.
about something that really happened.
Мгм.
Вот
In
это
fact,
вот
it's
всё
a case that was
одежда,
just heard a few
это-
Хотя,
days
слушай,
ago.
главный герой более-менее вписывается в Сумеру.
Like,
Ну, в сумме
a
он
real
вписывается, я говорю, особенно в
the way
пустыне.
you're talking about
Да,
it,
да, да,
the
да.
words you used just now made it sound like some
Вот,
kind of story.
Well, good tales are often based on true stories, aren't they?
Фонтейн, он как бы вообще
And
не
what you see in
вписывается.
reality may also be someone
Ну, какая-то,
deliberately
знаешь,
putting on an act while harboring ulterior motives. Whether something is true
Слушай,
or
для
not
Англии,
simply
для
isn't that
Англии тут дождя
important.
не хватает.
The main thing is whether the story being acted
Она
out on the
слишком,
stage
скорее
is
всего,
splendid
Франция
enough.
какая-то. Ну,
Oh,
отсылка на
well, it looks
Францию,
like you're not
наверное.
from around
Ну, а
here.
что там еще есть?
You
Испания.
probably don't know
Нет,
that
не,
the
еще не
Fontaine Court
Испания
of
точно.
Justice
Мне
is
кажется,
called the
Испания это
Opera
будет
Place,
в Натлане.
or more commonly known as
То
just
есть
the Opera
судебные
House.
процессы это своего рода опера.
But, shouldn't court cases be treated a little more seriously than that? Not to question Fontaine's way of doing things. It's just that putting someone on trial is usually a very serious thing.
No worries. Other visitors to Fontaine have wondered the same thing. You could say that we just don't want to waste the moving stories behind those cases.
То есть
And
они
as for your
из
worries
всего
about whether the
делают
cases are
драму, да?
treated with
Да,
due
даже
reverence,
из
we
суда.
have the absolutely just and honorable Chief
Действительно очень
Justice
странно,
Novillette,
потому что в суде
as
как
well
бы
as the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse
Суд
Cardinal,
должен быть судом.
a machine created
должна
by the Archon.
сохраняться какая-то
Between the
прагматичность, не
machine
знаю,
and the
вот
Chief
это вот.
Justice, false
Театр,
charges
он
and injustice are
мешает.
a thing of the past now.
Так, судебное устройство, созданное Архонтом.
You're a
Понимаешь?
trees?
А,
Is it some kind
мы
of
говорим
machine
с
too?
тобой о
Oh, I'm
стране, которая
curious.
практически
We should check it
технологична.
out if we get the chance.
Решение выносит механизм.
Wait, Paimon almost forgot to
Спасибо,
ask you
спасибо
a
за
question.
спойлер, женщина.
Нет, да, конечно,
Do you know what we
сказали
should
тебе.
do if we want to meet the Hydro Archon?
Как она пищит? Слушай, она раньше так же пищала?
Just go to the opera
Я
house.
полгода не играл
Lady
в Genshin.
Farina practically lives there.
Ну,
You
это...
definitely say it's her
Да,
biggest
Пойму.
она
passion.
всегда пишет.
Божечки. Почему именно сейчас меня это бесит? Я понял почему. Я раньше снимал на тот микрофон и чуть звук делал на этой, чтобы не было обратной связи. А сейчас я в наушниках сижу.
Поэтому она тебя бесит.
Записаться? Да. Записаться?
Is the Hydro
Ты
Archon super
Архонт
busy
очень
taking care of
занята.
official
Подожди,
stuff?
разве ты только что не сказала?
Didn't you say that she's always at the Opera House?
No, no. Lady
А у этого,
Farina
наоборот,
seldom
низкий
takes an
очень
interest
такой.
with the nation's affairs.
Не
The
знаю,
reason
я,
it's
знаешь,
difficult to
что
make an appointment is simply
количество
because she's
диалогов.
incredibly popular.
Да, они вместо того, что... Они описывают действия, вместо того, чтобы показать, как все устроено. Ёпрасоте. Почему в первой главе тебе все показывали?
Да.
И было реально интересное ощущение, знаешь, этого.
По-моему, знаешь,
Hydro Archon
лень
is kind
было
of like a big
делать
celebrity
действия.
here, right?
Мгм.
Вот, и поэтому они решили просто все запихнуть в
Yeah,
диалоги.
I suppose
Там
you could say that.
поменялся, по-моему,
Don't
геймдизайнер,
you
стала
could
какая-то
even
баба,
say
мне
our
кажется, из-за нее.
mascot.
Hang on.
И
This is
во
still
второй главе...
Fontaine's Archon you're talking
Потому
about.
что даже
You
третья
should
глава
show
более-менее
some more
активна была.
respect.
Yes,
Цветы.
you're right.
С
Guess I
Райден.
should at least try to be a little more respectful
С Райден
in
там
front of
очень много всего
visitors.
делали.
Otherwise, I might get arrested and find myself face
А,
to face
слушай,
with Monsieur Nouvelet.
Этот, как там регион травянист
Come on.
называется?
Sure, there's a lot of laws here, but
Травянистый.
Дендра,
nobody's going to be arrested
да,
for saying
не
something
Фонтейн, как его
disrespectful
зовут-то?
about the Hydro Archon.
С Мирой даже не помню. Честно, что было. Я помню этого скородроча.
Ой,
Похоже,
там тоже дофига всего.
похоже, фонтейнцы любят гидро архонта.
Считай, мы
think we
сначала
got it.
пришли
Thank
в него
At least we now know
и
that
с
we can find
аранарами
the
там
Hydro
познакомились,
Archon at the
и
Opera House.
Архонта
Кстати, да, точно, там же эти были
по пустыне побегали.
тык-тык-тык такие делали.
Making an appointment will
Тыга-дыга.
take.
И по пустыне, считай,
Guess we
побегали.
could have a look
Путешественника
around the city in the
два
meantime.
региона в одном.
Hey, what are you looking over there for?
А чем ты взгляд? Он так, руку. О. Там девушка, а значит, там сиськи. Что?
Maybe something's the matter.
В колготочках. Угу.
She isn't going to jump into the water.
Мне сразу нужные места показывают.
В каждом регионе должна быть
Maybe we better go
своя
check on
Кошка
her.
девочка.
девочка.
А на мне сразу, кстати, выпало, я за нее толком не играл. Надо будет прокачать ее и потискать. Прелюдия белых роз и черных волн. Роз, типа роса, да? Красота. А ты чё? А ты чё бегаешь? А ты чё бегаешь? Раньше вроде бы не было активных NPC, которые бегают. Или были?
Эти которые...
Их глаза красивые. Я хочу за нее поиграть.
Я говорю, ты не игрок, знаешь?
Тоже хочу. Подожди, стой. Как делать? Как медленно бегать, я забыл.
Просто
Я тоже хочу что-то купить. Все. У нас весь стрим так будет теперь.
за ней будешь туда-сюда.
Мы патрулируем.
Когда он тебя в охоту.
Ну, в смысле, я не под юбку я смотрю, а разглядываю, что это в высоком разрешении хорошо выглядит. У нее особо не разглядишь, там колготочки. А вот это можно разглядеть. Да, там труселя. Вопросики.
Hello there.
Че, нормально все с тобой, кисочка?
Are you alright?
Huh?
Боишься киску намучить, да? А?
I'm fine. Thanks.
Oh, okay then. We just noticed that you seem to be worried about something.
About many things, actually. But there's nothing I can do but just keep my troubles to myself.
Добивайтесь меня,
I
я
was
вам
just
ничего не
reminiscing
скажу.
about a place my brother and I would play when we were kids. It was just atop that hill over there. See?
А у этой голос будто секс по телефону.
You're pointing at the sea. Wait, are you
Или
saying that you and your
особое
brother lived in
водное
the water?
существо из Фонтейна.
No people call the waters around Fontaine a sea. It's actually just an inland lake that's filled with fresh water. And though I can still see that hill clearly in my memories, now it's been completely submerged. He would skip and jump, tossing sand in the wind. The sun shone brightly, and the air was filled with the scent of the sea. But now, the water is gradually swallowing
Вода
our
постепенно
memories.
поглощает наше
It
воспоминание.
won't be long before it swallows us.
Sorry. Paimon doesn't really get what you mean.
Ah, I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting. Are you Lynette's new friends?
Oh, and you are?
Thanks for looking after my sister. She often comes here to reminisce about our childhood, that's all. There's no need for any concern. Oh, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Linny, and this is my sister Lynette. If I had to guess, I'd say you must be travelers from abroad.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
Фонтейн.
We were just talking with your sister. Even though we didn't really
Почему
get what
пацан
she
в
was
колготках?
saying.
I see.
Колготки.
It's unusual for Lynette to be so willing to talk with anyone. In fact, she seldom speaks at all.
Циркачи.
I'm usually the only one she ever talks to.
Oh, really? Then you two are just like us. Paimon's always the one talking for some reason.
Вообще он похож на какого-то фокусника, да? То есть,
Да. Но он же шляпой дерется, не?
Я не помню. Мысль в том, что они реально фокус показывают.
Да, с тобой слово вставить не успеешь, покемон.
So that's how you think it is?
I also think my brother can be too talkative at times.
Seems you were
Да,
right,
кстати.
Paimon.
Сейчас
We are quite similar.
Да, когда киска.
киска. У нее уши накладные?
What did Lynette mean
Или,
just
например,
now when
киска?
she said that the water is engulfing your memories?
Классно.
And that it won't be long
Можно
before
целую...
it engulfs you too.
Надо целый отряд собрать кошка-девочек.
Oh, that. It's from a prophecy that's been circulating in Fontaine for some time now. Well, I suppose prophecy isn't exactly the right word, because that implies a certain amount of uncertainty. There's no doubt about what's
Алкашка.
happening in
Ну, не алкашка,
Fontaine now.
которая как коктейли делает. А что происходит в Фонтейне?
Where to begin?
Да, давай начинай рассказывать. Зачем показывать, правильно?
Там еще.
Let's put that question on hold for a moment. We still haven't formally greeted each other yet, have we?
Did all the introductions earlier
Точно,
not count?
Генденер киска.
Вообще в каждом регионе есть своя девочка.
Hello, traveler.
Привет, ублюдок. Раз встреча.
Вот, кстати, она вообще не запомнилась, да?
Кто?
Которая Дендер.
Да, как-то быстро прошло. С ней даже квестов, по-моему, не было.
Нет, там был какой-то малюсенький.
Но на самом деле мне еще очень быстро забылась, которая бабка молодая. Как ее зовут? Ветровая, которая лучница.
Please don't take
Сапа.
offense. Just
Да.
consider it a sort of
Но мне тоже
etiquette we
ничего не
have here in
запомнилось.
Fontaine when making new friends. You should remember it. It might.
Не знаю, зачем ее вообще сделали, если честно.
Ну, ее чисто для того, чтобы
Right then.
психить.
Well, Paimon's just happy to have a local friend now. By the
Как
way,
саппорт.
we were just getting ready to go to the opera house to meet the Hydro
Скоро
Archon.
короче.
Would you be able to show us the way?
So you're going to see Lady Farina? No problem at
Урина.
all. In
Марина,
fact,
пей
I was
мою
planning to
урину.
go to the opera house later myself. I'll gladly take you once I finish things here. Please follow me.
Вообще, вот так вот, по логике, в смысле пускать персонажа, которому вы нифига не рассказали. Да, то есть их просто выкинули вот так вот, да, и все.
Есть...
Причем их нагодовали,
Ага.
рассказали.
Блин, есть даже слабые персонажи, которые мне капец их нравятся. Как этот, который с Синадзумы. Жук. Навозник. Как его зовут? Я забыл уже. Вот он сюжетно
You
классный.
said you
Который
were going
готовит
to see
кашки
Lady
всякие.
Farina? Well, it seems Lady Farina has come to see you.
Госпожа Урина. Атака титанов.
Да, отдайте ваше сердце. А вот, кстати, очень похоже.
Отдайте ваш анус.
Вот это вот еще.
Фига у нее сиськи упирают.
Лектор. Девочка. Как мы знаем, все электроперсонажи немножко.
Да, долбанутые. О, это наша Урина.
Немножко вирусила, да?
So,
Интересно,
she's the Hydro
что
Archon?
у нее будет?
Знаю.
How did she know we were looking for her?
My dear people, rich and poor,
Поднимите
those
его.
with cup in hand and those with nothing at all. Raise your glasses in celebration. If you don't have one, then
Она
just
как
raise
взрослая
your
считается
hand.
или лолька, я так не понимаю.
Да.
Что-то между, нет?
А вот есть, понимаешь, вот есть прям высокие
As you
персонажи.
can
Хрен-
all
хрен
see,
поймешь, потому
two
что-
unfamiliar travelers have arrived in our nation.
Высокие
Come,
персонажи.
let us make a toast in honor of this traveler and his companion who have journeyed here from distant lands.
Чича, потом
Я понял.
кошка-девочка, а это вот что-то средненькое,
talking
там,
about
где моделька. Даже вспомнить кого. Это певичка, которая, помнишь?
I've long heard of the turmoil and chaos
Певичка
you've
не
left
Ольга.
in your wake as you visited other nations. But I welcome you
То есть есть
nevertheless.
шанс, что с ней будет порнушка.
No, I have come to receive
Да с лоликами не
you
делают
personally. Fear is for insignificant
Мне 500 лет
powers.
вообще-то.
I am a god, and I will never entertain the notion of such meaningless wariness. You can be rest assured,
I see clearly your sincerity. Of course, seeking an audience with me is the most sensible thing to do. It will allow you to truly behold my power and witness my authority. Intelligent people always gather under the correct banner. I, Fosalor, hereby welcome you to the nation of Hydro and acknowledge the value and significance
Что
of
ж, найти
virtue.
Архонта было достаточно
You
легко.
may rejoice in this.
Можно развернуться и уходить.
Yeah, Paimon still can't believe it. Feels like we've only been here for a few minutes. But the Hydro Archon's entrance was, how should Paimon describe it? A little over the top? Miss Hydro Archon? How did you know we were coming?
I see. As Outlanders, you inevitably lack even some of the most basic understanding. Don't forget that even the gods can be divided into the mediocre and the excellent. I suppose it's only natural for you to be awestruck by my
Красивенько.
abilities. You had best stop and consider. Do you really have the noble qualities and etiquette necessary to communicate with a god? All it takes is a flick of my finger for me to know everything about you.
Whoa, talk about sounding high and mighty.
Похоже, любит подчеркивать свои статусы Архонта.
Oh? What's with these looks? Perhaps the welcoming ceremony still isn't enough?
Is she waiting for us to start talking?
Wow, I didn't expect to see Lady Farina here. What a surprise! Wait, does this mean they're the legendary blonde traveler? How did I not notice before?
Hey, what's all the commotion? Oh, is that Lady Farina? Is there some kind of drama going on?
Of course. That's the blonde traveler. The one all those stories are about. Lady Farina came here to personally see you.
Дуэль.
Oh, I bet this is
Она
going
со
to
мной
be the
драться собралась,
duel
что
of
ли?
the century.
Oh, I've got to see this. I knew Lady Farina would never disappoint.
Yes, but don't get too excited now. My dear believers and spectators alike tend to get quite rowdy, and despite the noise, I've come to tolerate all their ruckus. You may consider this my reward to all of you. I have determined that there will be an epic duel between myself and this traveler from another land, just as you were hoping to see.
Now she wants to fight? Aren't we getting a little ahead of ourselves?
Посмотрим.
Are you not afraid? Might I remind you that this is a duel against the divine?
What are you trying to do, traveler? Provoking a god in front of her people?
Каким образом провоцировать, если она сама сказала драться?
Stand down, Clorent. I admire his bravery. Few have the courage to draw their sword against a god. He is obviously a true warrior. Unfortunately, people nowadays only crave to be thrilled, and a mere duel will not slake their thirst for excitement.
Huh. Yeah, she's right. Just a duel wouldn't be all that interesting.
On Araneus, criminals are always requesting duels to defend their honor. They're getting a bit old, to tell the truth.
You see. Then, as the god of justice, I shall face this traveler in another kind of duel. A duel in court!
Oh, all right! Now that'll be worth seeing!
Right. This is Fontain, after all. Such a grand opera house, it would be a pity not to use it.
Why do you care so much about the crowd's reactions? Seems you've spent a little too much time in the opera house. Besides, exactly do you plan to have a duel in court? You mean you're going to put us on trial?
Буквально только что прибыли.
Oh, we have reason to put you on trial.
Ты чё,
It's obvious,
поехавшая, что
isn't
ли?
it? According to Fontaine law, no one is permitted to release any flying objects within Fontaine city limits during
сама
the
придумала
first
сейчас.
3 days of each month.
По-
You are clearly guilty of violating this law, no?
Oh, so that's what they've done wrong. That's our Lady Farina. No one knows the laws of Fontaine like she does.
You call that obvious? What kind of law is that? Wait, flying object?
Precisely.
Пускай ее и запирает.
Now, if you two have no objections, then in the name of the Hydro Archon, I order your arrest.
My apologies, Lady Farina. I don't mean to spoil the fun. But if you would allow me to interject, I don't think that Paimon here meets the definition of a flying object.
You tell her, Linny! Finally someone who's not crazy. How could anyone call Paimon a flying
Объедка.
object?
Ah, great magician Linny, my beloved citizen. I'll permit you to object, but how exactly do you plan to prove your claim?
As a magician who just rained on your parade, I naturally should shoulder the responsibility of saving the show. So, with such an
Спаситель шоу.
audience gathered here, allow me to perform a trick for everyone.
Ta-da!
What's that on Paimon's back? Hey, when did Linny do that?
В чем смысл?
There. As you can all clearly see, Paimon should be classified as, well, something like a balloon. This rope has been in the traveler's hand all along. It was just that no one could see it before.
Huh? You call that magic? You've got to be joking.
I thought it was pretty good. Nice one.
Huh.
Он лучник,
I'm
да?
not sure what to think. It seems Lady Farina's charges no longer hold
Не,
water.
он лучник. Лучник? Давай. Ага. Ага.
Amusing. Very amusing, Linny. Just the sort of unexpected twist that I enjoy. With you here,
Что посмотрим?
today's performance can finally be called complete.
Performance? You see all this as a performance?
Даже
In which
интересно
case,
стало.
consider the matter of your trial resolved. The god of justice will not bring charges against an innocent person. But when there are valid grounds, I will not only judge travelers from abroad, but even the gods of other lands. I look forward to seeing your upcoming performance at the Opera House, Mr. Linny and Miss Lynette. That's enough for now. Toodaloo!
Вообще, только ну, как вот вдорнется, конечно, нам ничего не нравится.
Это все сюжетка прошла?
Ну, типа, я говорю, пока нам
Да,
не нравится.
может
Надо
быть, раскрыться.
негативно.
Она же двойная, типа, может, она
She's gone!
по-разному себя ведет.
Well, that's the most unpredictable Archon Paimon's
А,
ever
как
seen.
идол, понимаешь?
Never even had a chance to ask her anything. But that's a problem for future Paimon. That whole scene just now was really...
А, ты, должно быть, заранее догадался, что так выйдет.
Don't mention it. I just happened to remember that there was such a law, so I did a little preparation, just in case. I didn't think it would actually come in handy. So, now do you see what kind of god Lady Farina is?
she can be a bit confusing at times, but she is still amenable to reason.
Действительно ли она поступает разумно?
Anyway, Paimon had no idea you were a magician, Linny. It sounded like you'll be performing at the Opera House, right?
I just know a few simple tricks I use to make a living. Lynette is my assistant. It will actually be my first time performing on the most prestigious stage in Fontaine, the Opera House.
But isn't the Opera House where criminal trials are held in Fontaine?
When there are no public trials being held, the Opera House hosts a variety of other performances. To the people of Fontaine, the line between a trial and a performance can be a little blurred. And speaking of performances, I would be remiss to forego this opportunity gifted by fate. Might I invite the two of you to see my performance?
My brother's always
То есть в теории она может застрять в стиральной машине. Это же продвинутое государство.
Splendid. In that case, why don't we go together? I'll show you the way. I just have something to take care of first.
Ты знаешь, как его называют лялечка?
You really mean it? Then I'll take you up on your offer. This is a magical item known as a magic pocket. Perhaps you can help me distribute them to the people here.
Дал сумку. Из пятерочки. Из пятерочки наклейна. Ну там до хрена просрочки, надо от нее избавиться.
You asked me before about the prophecy, right?
Спрашивай меня о просрочестве.
Let me start by telling you a little more about what it entails. I'm not sure exactly when it began, but a prophecy has been circulating around Fontaine. It says that every person in Fontaine is born with
Даже
sin.
ролики делают, как слайд-шоу.
No matter how the nation of justice holds trial after trial, this sin cannot be absolved. Until one day, the water levels in Fontaine will rise, and the sinful people will slowly be drowned. In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
That sounds pretty cool.
Жестко.
Why are people in Fontaine born with sin? What is that supposed to mean?
There are lots of guesses. Some say that the ancestors of Fontaine stole the power of the seas and stirred its wrath. Others say that the people of Fontaine never heeded the first Hydro Archon's warnings and offended Celestia. But here in Fontaine, evidence is what matters. There hasn't been concrete evidence for any of these claims, so they can only be regarded as conjecture.
If even the people in Fontaine don't know what sin they committed, wouldn't it be better just to ignore the prophecy completely? Why bother feeling guilty all the time?
That's exactly what the people did at first. But in the last few years, the water levels in Fontaine have actually started
Это
rising.
поглощает наши воспоминания.
Many places have already been completely submerged, and now lie beneath the sea.
Many people carry on with their lives as before and shrug it off as a natural phenomenon. But my family and I think that the people of Fontaine shouldn't ignore the possibility, which would end up sentencing them to death. We hope that at least the people who reside near the waterfront can move away before it's too late. So, we've started distributing magic pockets to them. As a magical item, these magic pockets have astonishing capacity. I'm sure they will come in handy when people are moving their belongings.
Oh, Paimon gets it! It's like preparing for a rainy day! But this is more than a bit of rain.
Perhaps only absolute power could ever contend with such a catastrophe. But who knows? We're just tiny specks in the grand scheme of things. Now, if you'd like to help, then please give these magic pockets to anyone nearby. Be sure to convince them to take it, regardless of what they say.
Начало. Где он? Лучник. Угу. Это наручник.
Дендрокиску зовут Кирара.
What's this? So you also believe in the prophecy. Keep it. I won't have any use for it.
What? You mean you don't believe in the prophecy?
No, I believe in the prophecy. But I also believe in another story. The story says that people once lived in the ocean. They were one with the ocean and couldn't live apart from it. But as time wore on, people desired to live on land and developed blood vessels, encapsulating the sea within their bodies. Thus could people set foot on land. So, if you ask me, when the water rises and takes us all, it'll be like we're going home.
Oh, we hadn't heard that one before. But people can't live underwater. They'll die. You should probably still take it.
All right, I'll take it. I guess I just feel that being dissolved into the water doesn't necessarily mean death.
So you're the blonde traveler that everyone's been talking about. My apologies for not recognizing you earlier. Oh, a magic pocket? Seems you really thought of everything. I guess it's better to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. Thanks. Please, also thank the magician on my behalf when you get the chance.
I don't want that thing. Way I see it, if the prophecy's true, it's still gonna be a long time before the water can cover everything. Life is all about living in the moment. What use is there in worrying about the future all the time? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
You should still take it. You never know when it'll come in handy.
Oh, all right, fine. Thanks. It's just that if I start moving, that means I've already given up on the life I have now. I'd really rather not.
Oh? You already handed out all of the magic pockets? That was fast. So, what did people have to say? I bet you heard some, interesting opinions. Yes, but that will change once disaster strikes. I know they'll change their minds, so it's only right to help them prepare.
Is there anything else you need to do before we leave?
Yes, one last thing. I have the magic pockets made by a workshop in the court of Fontein. Since we're out and about, I was thinking about bringing him some more materials.
So, you You want to collect materials? Just tell us what the materials look like and we'll help. Many hands make light work.
Oh, that would be much appreciated. We'll need some romaritime flowers. I remember seeing them near the waterfront on the east side of the harbor.
It seems we have to use hydro to collect romaritime flowers. Go, Barbara, go!
You made quick work of that. I can tell you're an experienced traveler. I've also finished collecting a few here. Maybe next time you'll feel like helping too, Lynette.
No way. I'm in power-saving mode today. Otherwise, I fear I may not have any energy left for the performance at the Opera House.
Fine. Though the performance is still a long way off. Now that we're finished here, we should get ready to head back to the court of Fontейn.
So, we're going to the court of Fontейn before we head to the Opera House? Good. Paimon wants a tour of Fontaine's largest city and try...
Wait, shh. Have you noticed that person over there? The young girl.
Huh? What's wrong with her? Paimon didn't notice anything.
She's obviously a thief. Magicians and thieves practice similar methods. We divert attention, and a distracted audience is one that won't discover what you're really doing. Watch her movements carefully.
О! Так, все, я вернулся с опасных земель. А кто это там такой? Притый в тенях.
Shh, keep your voice down. We need to think of a way to
Блин,
capture
кстати, тоже
her.
слезы на
It seems
щеках.
she's very alert. Perhaps we should split up.
Какие-то плакальщики. А не фонтейнийцы, да?
You two can ride the lift over there and wait up top. I bet that'll be her escape route if she tries to run.
Договорились.
All right, let's go.
Только давайте не осталась миссия, пожалуйста. Этой игре вообще не подходит. Ага, погоди, нужно взять мне этот. Взять телепорт. Статуя Ахронта. Тут, наверное, дохера гидрооколов, да? Левчанский. Ну, нет слова лифт. Ух ты. Физика сисек. Класс. Прям высоко. Кися. Вот и статуйка. Ху. Так, это линейно, да? Смотри. По потоку идет. Интересно. Для статуи семи архонтов сидеть обычное дело. Вода говорит со мной. Мне будет одиноко под водой без тебя. Тогда я снова выловлю тебя из воды. Ага. Механика плавания. Понятно. Понятно. Чем бы мы не забавлялись, да, как говорится. Тут еще какой-то вин был. Ага. Далековато. Все-таки далековато сильно.
This is the spot where Linny wanted us to wait. Oh, look! Isn't that her?
Надо остановить ее.
Oh no!
Шпионка, смотри.
Started running the other direction.
Побежала сливать в свою сливочную.
Should we chase her?
Наша задача прекратить этот путь.
You're right. She might also be trying to lure us away. Nothing's happened for a while now. Paimon wonders if Linny caught the thief.
Кажется, нам здесь больше нечего делать.
Yeah, let's go.
Да, пойдем.
Are you sure that's all she took? You should check to make sure you're not missing anything else.
No, that was all.
No.
Oh, I can't thank you enough. I didn't notice a thing earlier. Anyway, I should be going now. Thanks again.
Oh, were you returning what the thief had stolen?
That's right. Pity I wasn't able to catch her. She distracted me by dropping the thing she stole on the ground. By the time I looked back, she was already gone.
I saw the general direction she went, but Linny twisted his ankle, and I needed to make sure he was okay.
Oh, did you get hurt, Linny?
I'll be all right. It's just a twisted ankle, that's all. In fact, it's feeling better already.
If you want to play at being a hero, at least try not to get hurt doing it. Imagine what would happen if you managed to derail our performance as a result.
You're right. Sorry, Lynette. I have to admit that the thief was even more skilled than I had anticipated. But at least we were able to get the stolen items back, so it wasn't a complete failure.
What a slippery little thief. Guess things turned out all right in the end, though. Linny's initiative paid off.
All right, let's put this little detour behind us. We should go to the court of Fонтейн now.
Кур де Фонтейн. Каких-то кур опять.
So, we ride this thing to go into the city? What an ingenious way to get around. People in Fontaine really know how to use water.
This is an aquabus. It allows people to travel between several key locations around Fontaine. It's pretty convenient, but the ride can become a little dull after a while. The scenery is always the same. That's why it's better to travel with friends.
So you mean it's still boring even when I'm riding with you?
No, that's not what I meant. It's just
Докопалась,
that,
да?
well, you don't really talk that much. Besides, it doesn't really feel like a real trip when it's just the two of us. It's the same as being at home.
Whatever.
Guess that's what it's like to be an older brother.
It's about time for us to leave. Let's get on board.
What? Traveler! Paimon! Charlotte!
Oh, I'd never guessed I'd bump into you while riding the Aquabus. In the story of my life, this is big news. What are you doing in Fontaine? I didn't hear anything about you paying us a visit.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence. But as travelers, we're always on the move. It's not surprising that nobody knew we were coming. Though we still have no idea how the Hydro Archon knew about us. Oh, let Paimon introduce you to our new friends!
Oh, no need for introductions, Paimon. I would recognize the great magician Linny and his assistant Lynette anywhere. I wouldn't be much of a reporter if I didn't know who they were. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird.
Nice to meet you. From the Steambird, huh? We've often relied on your paper to promote our performances.
И разговоры, знаете,
It's an honor to meet you.
содержательно, я бы сказал.
Now that everyone knows each other, Fontaine suddenly doesn't feel like such an unfamiliar place. So, what have you been up to lately, Charlotte? Any big news?
Not too much. When there isn't any breaking news, I mainly cover the trials at the Opera House. You can still manage to keep readers' attention as long as you tell things from a clever enough angle, even if it's the same old topics. For example, reporting on how a scammer once deceived vulnerable girls into relationships, or how a financial criminal was once so poor that they ate a single piece of bread for 5 days.
Это точно привлечет внимание читателей.
You're right. Seems you know me pretty well. What I'm really after is exclusive, sensational news pieces that could shake the country. These smaller stories are a waste of my talents. Oh, I just remembered. I've been following a case lately. Well, a series of cases, actually.
You mean the serial disappearances of young women case?
That's right. These stories are the talk of the town right now, and it's probably the most mysterious case we've ever seen. If I'm the first with a draft ready to publish when the case is finally cracked, and it's the headline story in the Steambird, oh, when that happens, I bet all the other reporters will shed tears of envy. I've already gathered all kinds of materials. I just can't wait for the truth to be revealed.
So, what is the serial disappearances of young women case? You mean the culprit hasn't been found?
That's right. The first missing girl case happened almost 20 years ago. And ever since, after a period of time, another girl disappears. What the cases have in common is that the girls are all of a similar age, and that they've all vanished without a trace. But the scariest part is that to this day, none of the girls have ever been found. Many suspects have been arrested over the years in connection with this case, but shortly after each arrest, another disappearance would always happen. Yes, it's possible. But either way, I believe that every case has some precise truth behind it, waiting to be exposed.
Yes, I agree. And at the very least, the family of those missing girls deserves some sort of explanation. I just imagined for a second what I would do if Lynette were to
Так
suddenly
можно сидеть
disappear.
целый день,
I'd pay
читать
any
диалоги,
price to
но
get her back,
ссоры
and then
одно и
find a
то
way
же.
to track down the
Я их
culprit.
не пропускаю,
Please
потому
don't
что для
imagine
кого-то
that,
они
Lynette.
могут быть важны, да? Тем более, чтобы сюжет не пропустить. Акваэробус. Для акваэротики.
Hey, we're almost there! Look!
Красиво. Даже очень. Вау. Вот это Фонтейн, я понимаю. Интересное хитросплетение.
Well, I really enjoyed chatting with you. Life should be full of pleasant little surprises like this.
Yeah, us as well. The ride went by too quickly.
Ah, I have an interview to get to. I should get going before I'm late.
Okay, Paimon hopes we can chat again soon, Charlotte. See ya!
Bye now. Oh, be sure to stop by and see me
Паровая
at the
пицца.
steamboat when you have time.
What a tough job. Always running around and interviewing everyone. Well, where should we go now?
If you don't mind, how about we stop by my home first?
Тебе домой, ух
Besides,
ты.
I still have all the materials we collected.
Sure, we wouldn't mind at all. This city is so huge, Paimon wouldn't know where to start anyway.
Угу. Клинит. 42 гема всего. Обидно, обидно. Там сейчас вроде за каждую главу по трубке дают. Шарлен, жандарм. О, давай ты будешь. Тоже
This
водяной.
is our current abode. Ah, Fremine, you're home. Where did everyone else go? I have some new friends that I would like to introduce.
Oh, they all just went out a moment ago.
Фремене.
I see. Everyone is getting busier now that Father will be returning soon. I suppose that can't be helped. Allow me to introduce you to my little brother, Fremine. He is a phenomenal diver.
Святой ныряльщик. Посмотрите, у меня офшор с песней про святого ныряльщика.
Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. Oh, you sound very proud to have a diver as a brother, Linny.
Linny, could you come here for a moment?
What is it, Fremine? Do you have something to tell me?
Не переживайте, говорите спокойно. Сейчас мы все подслушаем.
Okay, I see.
Понятненько.
Is everything all right?
Oh, it's nothing. We
Почему
were
на
just discussing a
этом
little
микрофоне нету
housework.
мьюта
Sorry for
кнопки?
the interruption. Oh, before I forget, the Traveler and I collected more materials to make magic pockets. Were you able to get any, Fremine?
Yes, I went diving and gathered lots of materials. I was about to give them to you.
That's our Fremine, always quick with the underwater work. All right, I'll take these to the workshop.
Ух ты, киска. Или кто это здесь? Как они называются-то?
Looks like rain.
Дождь пошел, серьезно? Не, все-таки это Англия.
But wasn't it clear and sunny just a moment ago? Fontaine's weather sure is
Все-таки
weird.
это Англия.
I'm afraid that's just how it is here. It often rains on days where there are trials being held in the Opera House, but don't worry, it'll clear up soon enough.
What's wrong, Fremine?
There's a legend about the rain that I tend to believe. It's said that a dragon of water once resided in Fontaine. Though we don't know where the dragon went, every time it weeps, the skies will cloud up and pour out rain. When I was a child, my mother told me that if I wanted to go outside and play, I should yell toward the sky at the top of my lungs. Hydro Dragon! Hydro Dragon! Don't cry!
If it's an elemental dragon, then having the power to make it rain wouldn't be very unusual. Let Paimon try something. Hydro Dragon, don't cry!
Что, сработает? Не.
Doesn't seem to be of any use. It is just a legend after all.
You know, you might be a more popular magician if you understood the concept of romanticism. Or could at least play along.
А чё рот не открывается?
Sorry. It might be because we've never met the Hydro Dragon. Perhaps it can't be comforted by the words of strangers. It rained for longer than I suspected. Oh, it's already getting late.
Was there something you needed to do, Linny?
Yeah, some preparations for the show at the Opera House. I need to find a way to catch the last aqua bus of the day. On the day of the performance, just ride the aqua bus to the island of Berenice. I'll have Lynette meet you at the fountain in front of the Opera House.
Тогда увидимся на представлении.
Oh, are you leaving now?
What is it, Fremine? I'm in a hurry. Oh, I get it. You feel nervous delivering the materials for the magic pockets, is that it? Perhaps we could trouble the Traveler to help us take these materials to the Beaumont workshop and deliver them to the owner there? I'm afraid that Fremine can be quite introverted, and the boss there tends to be pretty talkative. Fremine has always been a little afraid of her.
No trouble at all! Don't worry, we're on the case!
Sorry for the inconvenience. I'm quite useless when it comes to such tasks. I'll think of a way to make it up to you.
Oh, no need! This'll be a walk in the park for us!
Монт. Ой, еще одна статуя. Но она где-то снаружи, да? Вообще наверху. Сейчас давай с этим пообщаемся и пойдем ту откроем статую. Хозяева!
Oh, hello there. New customers? Looking to buy, or do you need something made? Or perhaps you're just looking for a chat with me.
Oh no, we're just here to deliver some materials. Here they are. They're for making... what were they called again?
Ah, these must be for magic pockets. I could tell right away. I've already made several orders worth now.
Мы должны заплатить.
No need. They've already prepaid several batches worth. When they told me what they'd be
Я еще раз извиняюсь, более
even
сильно.
offered them a discount.
Но поиграть очень
But
хочется.
they insisted on paying the full amount, saying that I had a business to run. It seems both their hearts and their pockets are made of gold.
Wow. So, is
Так,
Lenny
линия
actually
олигарх.
loaded?
I can't say for sure, but who knows? Maybe there's good money to be made being a magician in Fontaine.
Hey, is this
Чё у них с
machine
ртами,
we
а?
used to make stuff here? It looks really advanced.
Why use your hands when a machine can do the work? It would be a waste not to use the latest technology, and wasting is a kind of crime.
But where does a big machine like that get its power from?
Ah, well, it's a little complicated. I'm not sure I can put it in layman's terms for you. But basically, everything we usually use here in the city is powered by indemnitium. It's a type of energy that's
Энергия на
produced from
судебном
trials.
заседании, чё?
Huh? How can trials produce energy?
Well, I'm not completely sure of all the details myself, but basically, when a trial is in session, the oratrice mécanique d'analyse cardinale harvests people's belief in justice and converts it into energy to be used all around Fontaine.
So that's what its other function is? Paimon heard that the oratrice was created by the Archon to make judgments. But Paimon still doesn't get it. How could something unreliable like people's beliefs be turned into a
Вентина,
stable power source for these
говорили.
machines? Oh, yeah! So that means the Hydro Archon relies on the machine to take the energy created by belief and turn it into power for all of Fontaine, right?
Even though I've never heard anyone really put it that way before, it sounds like it makes sense. Besides indemnitium, we have another type of energy called pneumosia. It isn't produced by the power of the Archon, but it is unstable by nature. Even now, it still cannot be widely used by civilians.
I thought I'd find you hard at work, but here you are chatting the day away. Since you're already talking, I'm sure you wouldn't mind a few words with me.
You again? Didn't I already promise you that I'd have the more I owe to Confrérie of Cabriere by next month? Why are you hounding me now?
Yeah, but how do we know that you won't go running off by the end of this month? I want 50% today. Wait, no, 70%.
Huh? You...
Seems business isn't so great for the workshop. We've already finished our job and
Кто-то
delivered the
кому-то дал
materials.
так.
Maybe now's a good time to
Ты
leave?
права.
Hey, hold on. Before you go around trying to collect payments,
Oh,
why don't you
child.
settle your own debts first? If Confrérie of Cabriere wants to poach clients from Northland Bank, that's fine. But I'm afraid you still owe the bank a hefty sum of mora. So why don't we work things out between us first, before you get back to your little conversation here?
You're from Northland Bank. But we said we'll pay everything we owe next month. Why are you hounding me now?
Traveler, Paimon! I didn't think I'd run into you here in Fontaine. What are the chances?
We're surprised to see you too. What are you doing here in Fontaine? You didn't want
Сегодня
to stay
просто
and
день неожиданных встреч.
Long story short, I've already been in Fontaine for some time now, and honestly, things have been pretty boring. But it seems that fate brought our paths together today. Not only will I have some good friends here now, but ones who always seem to find trouble. Either way you look at it, it seems things are going to get a lot more interesting now.
Pretty sure we'd want to avoid anything that you'd find interesting. Besides, our trip here has gone pretty well so far.
Так,
Right, Trevor?
я не против иногда пощекотать нервы.
Hey, you, Northland Bank boy. Aren't you forgetting something?
Don't interrupt. It's not often I run into the Traveler like this. Why don't you wait for me over there for a while?
You kidding? Aren't you the one looking for us? You really expect us to sit and twiddle our thumbs while you catch up with your friends? Listen to me, boy. If you want your mora, fine. Why don't you come and take it?
Hey, I just said not to interrupt. Oh, by the way, Traveler, the last time I took Tonya and Tusser ice fishing, Tusser said...
Hey! That's way over the line! All right, boys, let's see who has to pay up now!
Can you at least let me finish one sentence? Fine. Though the bank told me not to get rough with our clients. You're the ones who started it. This is an act of self-defense. You two will have to be my witnesses, okay?
I'm sure this won't take long.
No. Oh, whoa.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Все.
What's your deal, Brad? How are you so strong if you're just a staffer from Snezhnaya's Northland Bank? Wait, don't tell me you're...
Oh, now you notice. It's a little late, don't you think? Just make sure you understand that you don't mess with Northland Bank. Got it? Huh?
Now's my chance!
Huh. That was weird.
Что такое?
I'm not sure. It's as if I suddenly lost control of my hydro powers when I needed them. Maybe there's something wrong with my vision?
Strange. How could that happen? First time Paimon's ever heard of someone losing control of their vision.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. If I want to stay sharp, I shouldn't be relying too much on my vision anyway. Besides, I always have my delusion in case I need.
Знаешь, у меня нету глаза бога, и я в этом не особо разбираюсь.
What are you doing in Fontaine, child? I don't see its work for Northland Bank.
Well, I guess it's because I've been in a bad mood lately.
Huh? What kind of reason is that? Wait, since when do you feel down about anything?
I don't know. Maybe I still have a lot to learn about myself. But recently, there seems to be some sort of restless power stirring inside of me. And I don't know why, but every now and then I feel like I'm in a terrible mood.
Maybe you losing control of your vision just now is connected with that power you're feeling inside.
That is a possibility.
Расскажи подробнее об этой силе.
I can't remember if I ever mentioned it before, but when I was 14, I fell into some unknown abyss. It was during that time I learned nearly all of my abilities. The one who took me under her wing and taught me was named Skirk. She was always quiet and very mysterious. Nobody knew where she came from or what she had been through. And she was always very strict when teaching me combat techniques. One time, I asked her why she was willing to take me on as an apprentice. From what I could make of her answer, it was because I had awakened it, and traces of it remained on me. She said that all my combat training would be useful in the future.
But what is it? What did you awaken?
She never explained that. But my guess is that it's related to a dream I saw when I had just fallen into that abyss. In my dream, I was in the deepest depths of the sea, and the boundless seabed was all around me. But in front of me appeared a whale that was so massive, I felt like I couldn't breathe.
A whale? Oh, that sounds familiar! When we fought against you before, you summoned a huge whale that seemed to leap at us. Is that the one?
That's just an abstract form of a whale that I create using my elemental powers. It takes that shape because the scene I dreamt of the whale has always been stuck in my mind. I'll never forget it.
So you used the whale as inspiration for one of your moves?
А почему мы не можем Китай использовать? Похоже, что...
So why don't you just go ask your master? Maybe she knows the answer.
You make it sound so easy. Ever since the incident I experienced there, I've never stopped searching for Master Skirk and that unknown abyss. But it's been years now, and I've still found nothing. There isn't even a trace of the place where I remember falling into the abyss.
Oh, it sounds like some kind of ghost story.
Yeah, I'm out of leads at this point, but there's nothing more I can do. It seems that strange encounters in this world tend to be elusive like that. Oh, seems the time really flies when I'm talking with you. I just remembered I have somewhere else I need to be, so I should get going.
What? More work for the Northland Bank?
No, it's more of a personal appointment. Lately, I've been sparring with some of Fontaine's official champion duelists whenever I'm feeling bored.
Official champion duelists? You mean it's their job to duel?
Yep, In Fontaine, before a criminal goes to court, they're given one chance to defend their honor by requesting a duel with an official champion duelist. The champion duelists are all-powerful fighters selected from among the nation's best. And the duel itself is a no-holds-barred fight with no specified stopping point. So engaging in such a duel is regarded as a symbol of defending your honor. If a criminal manages to win the duel, they'll be acquitted. But if they lose, they'll have no choice
Короче,
but to
тупо,
stand
если ты
trial.
качок, то тебя не
And the
поймают.
worst case scenario is that you're
Какую-то страну
simply
напоминает,
killed in the
да?
duel. Though it's rumored that Fontaine has a death penalty, from what I can tell, no one has ever been officially sentenced to death. So really, the only people who opt to duel are those who have suffered a grave injustice in being accused, or those who greatly value their honor. Otherwise, why gamble with your life?
So, do many people actually get out of their trials by winning the duel?
Apparently, it's exceedingly rare for anyone to actually win. Fontaine probably enacted this system as a way to show that the nation respects the honor of its citizens. Besides, none of the champion duelists are to be trifled with, which is exactly why I was itching to face them as soon as I got to Fontaine. Apparently, the one I'm meeting today, Clorinde, is the strongest of the champion duelists. I had been asking her for some time before she finally agreed to face me today.
Well, that's child for ya. Paimon feels like we heard that name somewhere before.
Во время встречи с Гидроархонтом.
Oh, before I forget, I want you to have this.
И чё там? Ух ты.
Huh? Your vision? You're seriously just giving it away?
I'm just worried that it could become uncontrollable again. I'd be pretty upset if it got in the way of my duel, so I think I'll be better off without it for now. Besides, I just need you to hold on to it for a short while. I'll come retrieve it when I have some time later.
Paimon knows what you're up to. You just want an excuse to come talk to us again, don't you?
Whatever gave you that idea? I'll be in touch later.
That sneaky guy. He said he's been feeling down lately, but he seemed the same as ever to Paimon. Well, seems we don't have much to do for now. We might as well walk around and see the city before Lenny's performance. Wow! Who could have seen that coming? The reporter who was barely around for most of the story was the murderer all along! Sorry. Paimon was just surprised, that's all.
Долго мы здесь проболтались.
The murder Mr. Whodunits here in Fontaine are a lot different than the light novels you see from Yai Publishing House. Both have their merits, but Paimon thinks this style of novels are more, well, novel. It's so exciting to reach the moment when the mystery is uncovered, especially in the one Paimon was just reading. You should buy a copy and read it too.
Ты уже рассказала мне, кто убийца.
Oh, sorry about that. Paimon will be more careful next time. Hey, shouldn't we be heading to the Opera House to see Lenny's performance soon? It's almost time for the show to start, so we should get going. Lenny said that the Opera House is on Aranias, so let's go ride the Aquabus!
Все правильно иду? Ого. Капец. А дайте мне все открыть, а? Почему туда мы? Здесь у меня открыто почему-то. Что за фигня? Столько статуй Архонта, капсда. Как главу доиграть. Там где-то статуя должна быть. Я знаю где, правда, ну. Сейчас мы ее найдем, да? Вокзал Фонтейн. Близко. О. Кайф. Ну, слушай, а как я с этажом-то угадала? Что доп-квест сразу возьмем на будущее, да? Чтобы потом не очковать. Ух ты. А, погоди, а здесь можно проплыть, интересно? $20. Ну ладно. Да-да-да. Virgil, это которому нужно motivation, да? Чё? Какой-то путь, камень истока. Мне эта штука отвезет, да, если я прошу вежливо? Вау. Как красиво. О, робот. Дом додиков, да? Я думаю, ребят, на этом закончим, потом продолжим. Проходить Фонтейн, когда будет больше времени. Час ночи уже. Да и не смотрит никто. Те, кто хочет поддержать канал, ссылка на донаты в описании. Пока что подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки, пишите комментарии. И как в народе говорится, всем, ребята, пока.